DP certification is only valid for a year, and normally before like you reaching the final date, like up to 3-4 months, you receive an email from kind of reminder email from Microsoft telling you, okay, you have time until, for example, for me, I passed it last year, November 2023, so I received this email actually, 31st of May, telling me, okay, now it's time to renew your certification, and you have until November 26th to pass a renewal assessment. So certification renewal is free, and renewal assessments are shorter than certification exam, focus on the recent technology updates. So you don't need an appointment, there's no proctor, the normal Microsoft exam or proctored exam. It means that you have to leave your camera and micro on, and there's someone checking your screen, micro video behind the screen, and you can take as many times as you wish until you validate this exam. There's no limit, but the most important point is that you have to do it until the times they have fixed for you. Okay, let's go through. Okay, now I think we have to sign for our Microsoft profile. Actually, it's not the wrong profile. I have to sign it to another profile. And I have used, I think it was that one. Takes a renewal assessment. Okay, we have 27 questions in total, and in this question we have been asked, you manage an Azure machine learning workspace. You need to write code to analyze and pre-process data on a Spark cluster and notebook running in the workspace. So which two code program language can use to optimize the use of the cluster? Each correct answer presents a complete solution. So I think it's gonna be R and Python. Let me see. The correct answer will be Python and Scala. You manage an Azure machine learning workspace, so you need to use a large tabular dataset to train a neural data model by using Azure machine learning notebooks. Which compute should you use? Large tabular dataset to train neural data. For training, so you must use an existing Azure subscription set of images to train a pre-built machine learning model. So you need to integrate the model as an application programming interface API by using existing application. The solution must minimize effort. Which Azure service should you use? The correct answer, I believe it will be Azure Cognitive Services. So you have Azure Machine Learning Workspace. You need to connect to the workspace by using Python SDK version 2 for Azure ML. Which Python STK v2 for Azure ML class should you use? It will be machine learning client, ML client. You have Azure Machine Learning Workspace. You need to use drag and drop interface to create pipelines by using pre-built custom components. Which part of the workspace should you use? You have an Azure Machine Learning Workspace. You need to create a computer target by using Azure CLI actually, which Azure command line interface commonly use. So create compute target. Actually, the answers they look very similar to each other. AZML compute create, compute ML create. So you manage an Azure Machine Learning Workspace. You need to use the file data asset from Azure Blob Storage. Which parameter should you provide in the URI of the file? Okay, file system present file, I believe. So you manage Azure Machine Learning Workspace. You create a data store that has existing Azure storage account. The account is configured to use identity-based authentication. You need to authenticate the user to the storage account. What should you use? So actually it can be Microsoft Entra or shared access signature. So it should be Microsoft Entra. So you manage an Azure Machine Learning Workspace. You created a data store in Azure Machine Learning. You need to access a data store from a notebook workspace. So which protocol should you use to access data store? Which will be ABFSS. So you manage Azure Machine Learning Workspace. You need to experiment on a small subset of training data in a notebook. Actually, in that case, the compute instance should be enough. Compute instance area. So you manage Azure Machine Learning Workspace. You save your production ready code as a script. You must configure GPU compute cluster to run the script by using Azure Machine Learning Python SDK. You need to specify the virtual machine type of each node with a compute cluster. To manage Azure Machine Learning Workspace, you configure automated machine learning run AutoML by using Azure Machine Learning Python SDK compute cluster. The experiment must terminate if the score doesn't improve. You need to configure fewer parallel trial runs. That's the number of computer nodes. Which two actions should you perform? So you manage an Azure Machine Learning Workspace. You need to evaluate automated machine learning experiment by reviewing the arithmetic mean of the one score for each class and taking the unweighted average, which metric should you define for the model? One score weighted normal. R squared normal. have scripts that trains Azure machine learning model. You need to run the script as a command job in Azure ML workspace by using Azure machine learning Python SDK, which flow should be used to invoke the methods that submits the job. We have a script that trains an Azure machine learning model. Okay, ML client. We have an Azure machine learning script that trains a model. You need to modify the script so that it will accept multiple parameters when the script runs as a command. So which library should you import into the script to read the parameter? Now we're gonna choose ARG parse. So you have an Azure machine learning Python SDK script that trains the model. The script accepts a single parameter. You plan to run the script as a command job in your workspace. You need to specify a prefix directly in front of the parameter name. Which prefix should you specify? Single 2 dash colon hash, maybe 2 dash. So you manage Azure Machine Learning Workspace. You configure hyperparameter tuning run for automated machine learning experiment. The experiment must terminate if the new model doesn't perform better than the lowest performing trials. You need to configure policies that use percentage of the lowest performing trials. Median stopping, truncation, selection, evaluation. You manage Azure Machine Learning Workspace. You need to provide random parameters for hyperparameter tuning department by using a C to freeze the search space distribution. Create random solo Bayesian solo I never heard. You manage an Azure Machine Learning Workspace. You must tune model hyperparameters by using the script values. You need to define a search space based on the finished set of possibilities. How should you define the search space? Uniform, log uniform, Q normal, log normal. You have Azure Machine Learning Workspace. You run the pipeline function. You need to modify the file generated by the function. Which file format syntax should you use? You have Azure Machine Learning Workspace. You create a file that contains the configuration of pipeline and 2 custom components of the pipeline. You need to identify the section of the file that includes the custom components. Which section should you identify? Let's say jobs. You create a file contains the pipeline configuration. The pipeline consists of 2 custom components and start its run. You need to monitor how the individual components of the pipeline run in the workspace. Which part of the Azure Machine Learning Studio should you use? Pipeline, compute, jobs, components. So you have Azure Machine Learning Workspace that has managed online endpoint. You develop an MLflow model and plan to deploy it to the endpoint. You need to deploy the model by using Azure Machine Learning. Which 3 parameters should you include when you define the deployment? So we need to have endpoint name, environment, and instance type. You have Azure Machine Learning Workspace. You need to create an online endpoint in Workspace by using the Azure Machine Learning Python SDK, which Azure Machine Learning Python SDK we can use. Email client. So you have Azure Machine Learning Workspace that has a batch endpoint. You plan to deploy MLflow model to the endpoint by using. You need to eliminates the need to create scoring script for the deployment. Which method should you run first? So it should be either create or update models. So you have Azure Machine Learning Workspace. You plan to create a batch endpoint in the workspace. You need to identify the largest scope of in which the name of the endpoint must be unique. Which scope should you identify? Batch endpoint. Scope. So we'll say it's a workspace. Yeah, congratulations, you have passed. See your results. Okay, 74%. So it's updated until next year, 27th of November 2025. Okay.